Yeah, we got no music playing. That's okay.
We
I'll
are
be the
here.
music for today. I'll be the music in every way. I'll be the music in my heart. I'll be the music to make a start. Let's bounce. Oh, we're going to have a theme song. Let's bounce. Let's bounce every ounce. Let's bounce. Let's rap it. Let's dap it. Let's tap it. Woo!
Here we are. Welcome, 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 everyone. So we are here. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today, although we're doing something different always anyway. So we wanted to actually bring you some contemplations around a subject called the art of connection, the art of detachment. Bounce contemplations.
It's kind of like contemplations, curiosity, conversations, asking questions, and what is it all about? Why did Miriam and Claudia, dynamic duo, decide to do this differently today? Why? Do we need to know why? I'm detached to the outcome. Why?
Well, I'd love to actually share a little bit on the why. And while we are sharing the why, I've got a question down there. What does detachment mean to you? What does that bring up? So before I start talking into how I feel about detachment, one of the things I really want to talk into is contemplation. And contemplation opens you up to your own inner wisdom. Contemplation allows you to reconcile the thoughts within. Contemplation allows you to open up to the things within. Contemplation is everything. Contemplation is everything.
Let's get curious with that. So before we start, and as you come in, I'd love to know where you're from. Have you seen us before? If you don't know who I am, my name's Miriam Brewer. I'm just a, gadabout girl that is here for you. I've suddenly got this Aussie accent that really wants to come through. And Claudia is my business partner, ex-corporate to healer, mastery, mystery, wisdom, and all of those sorts of things. So where are you from? I love that, Claudia. Where are you from? We're so happy you're here. But before we start, so we can really get connected, let's just drop in. So let go of your busy day, including myself. I actually was out of bed at 3:30 today, a.m. That's right. You heard it first. So I was experiencing a little bit of tiredness. So if you're experiencing any sort of tiredness, what I invite you to do, just like I do, and just like I did for the moment, to serve is bounce it out of me. Bounce. Gone. And now what I'd invite you to do is really draw in your day. You've carved out this time for yourself to come play with us. Open your hearts, put your mind to the side for a moment and just get curious with our subject. Maybe put on an essential oil, maybe drink something that's really good for you, maybe pick up a crystal, whatever it is for you. I find myself holding some crystals right now to ground. And imagine you swallowed a rainbow and you're becoming that rainbow. You're becoming red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, connecting to your source, your guides, your angels perhaps, seen and unseen. See if you can just use your breath to breathe into this moment. After all, we've only got moment to moment. And thank God for that. So on behalf of me, I'd like to welcome you, and I'll hand you to Claudia right here, right now.
Yeah, and so also notice how you feel now just from taking that moment to take a breath. Notice how you feel. So I see we've got some people from Brisbane, Queensland, Perth, Sydney. Yay!
Come play with us in Sydney.
Amazing. And so the subject that we're talking to you about is around the art of connection and the art of detachment. And so I really want to ask you, what does detachment mean to you? What does detachment mean to you?
And have you ever got to the place of detachment? Have you ever experienced, oh, I'm not attached to that outcome? Have you experienced, I'm, rather than, if you're attached to something, it means you're needy. It can mean you're needy. And what that actually does is it blocks your flow. And what happens to you if you block your flow? So imagine you've put some water or some food and you're chewing it up and you're masticating it. And you're in the art of detachment, the art of connection. You chew, 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 chew. And there's a kink in your esophagus. Do you think you actually get attached to the outcome if you can't rid what needs to come out the other end? Do you practice the art of detachment? That was my analogy, because I know when I got to go, right? I know I'm taking it right there. We're diving deep. We're diving deep. You know me. I'll go anywhere Spirit says to go. But I know you're going to ask something else, but I'm not attached to many outcomes. The one thing I do tend to attach to is time, and I'm still learning the practice of that. So what are you attached to, Claudia? What are you actually attached to?
Actually, I'm going to put that as a question here. Sorry.
Because we have to find out what we're attached to in order to detach and to connect to it. And there's so many different areas that we can go with connection. Connection is an art. It really is.
Absolutely. And so here's some things that, like, so if I look at what some traditional things that people would be attached to, it's like kids cleaning up their room, teenagers cleaning up their room, teenage boys putting their tissues away. You know what I mean about that. The kitchen being cleaned, the toilet seat being down. Attachment happens in little things like that, as well as, okay, so I wanted this conversation to go a certain way, or I wanted to meet the one. I wanted to close a deal with a client, or I wanted to bring in a new client. I'm wanting to open up a new business. All of those, when we have a very clear and specific attachment to what the outcome must look like, what you're actually doing in actual fact is blocking your flow from receiving the gifts from the universe in order to share with you what's possible for you. So it's like,
hang on one sec. I just have to say something while you're there, if you remember what you're going to say next. If you block the flow, you can't let go.
That's it. If you block the flow, you can't let go. Absolutely.
And if you can't let go, then you're not in alignment and you're attached to the outcome. And guess what, people? Those that are still here and sending us hearts, thank you so much. We see you. We appreciate you. If you're attached to the income, yes, if you're attached to the income, there'll be high need and people will feel that and feed into it. And if I'm speaking to me, if I have high need and I'm really feeling, I want that client, or I want that grid to sell, I want 20 people in circle on Saturday, I want 20, and I'm attached to the outcome, I'm blocking my way, I'm cock blocking on some level, my way of receiving, because go.
Not only that, people feel it. People feel the lack of integrity in that, because they will feel you going, it comes from the energetic is get, I want to get, I want to get, I want to get, as opposed to I want to flow and I want to allow. And this is not being in flow from an airy fairy, like, oh, well, I'm happy for anything to come from me. No. It's not from that kind of flow, but it is, however, being in flow with the universe, being grounded in that, because just as grounded as you are, you can be as as high and connected to source, to God, to the universe, to Allah, however you refer to it, to your higher self.
Agreed.
Just you're grounded into it.
I love that. And I've got someone here saying, I'm very OCD. Patricia, I see you. No, you're not. A part of you is OCD or labeled that. You're attached to the label. So tell me one thing that I'm getting hot. Tell me one thing you're OCD about, and I won't even use that label, Patricia, because I think you're gorgeous and I don't know you, but from an energetic point of view, and my record keeper's telling me, there's someone who's labeled you OCD, and it's a small part of you. And it might even be just the washing of the hands because you're hearing the news, so that it's even more. I focus on that. I'm high intention, low need, or low need, high intention, or high attachment to the OCD. What if you're totally open to flowing, to letting go, to connecting right now with all of us, and reaching out to who is it that I can shine, or who is it I can help adjust, reinform, relabel? Patricia, I hope you're hearing this. I hope you're receiving something from this, because this is specifically yet generally for anyone who labels themselves anything. There's an attachment in the label. So the art of connection or disconnection in this moment would be, what else can you see that shines from you right now?
Okay, so Patricia has just come back saying, thank you, gorgeous. Cleaning and organizing. Yes, you are right. Correct. So how great is that? You are clean and you are organized. Now, that is more than likely one of your superpowers.
She's a Marie Kondo in the making. Oh my God.
Right. It's a superpower. Where do you think Marie Kondo, she was likely labeled that way at one point. I have no idea if that's the case, but think about that side of it. Yeah. So often labels are your superpowers.
I'm so celebrating it. And you'll notice the reason we're called bounce, which we've discovered, is we do bounce off one another. And it may look like rude or interruption, but with me, I get to share with you. I'm blessed to share with you. When we bounce, we're not being rude to one another. I forget. And as it comes through, it kind of just has to come through in that moment, which can appear rude, but I have the utmost respect for my partner right here. And Patricia, I want to celebrate you. Yes. I want to celebrate you in labeling something that could be a superpower. And I want to celebrate me and Claudia for being spot on in that moment, because I don't know you. However, I'm looking forward to getting to know you.
Yes. Truly. And so Kaz has now just said in here, I am attached to my children's love. Learning my love for them is enough, and that they love me anyway without showing it the way I have expected them to express it.
That is so beautiful. May I speak into that, or did you want to do that?
I wanted to actually just ask one question of you, and this may be quite a sort of face-off kind of question, and that is, how much do you love yourself, Kaz?
Great question. Because I have good days and bad days with that, Kaz. I really do. I have good days of, sometimes I walk past the mirror and I go, she's so hot, that chick. What is her name? And some days I sit in the sauna and I get a glimpse of an angle and I go, oh my God, COVID fucking fat Ovid, So I just dropped the F-bomb, so that's okay. So kids, if you're watching, Auntie Minnie swears. My thing is for you on that is what do you rate yourself right now in the art of self-love, the art of connecting to yourself, and can you detach from whatever it is that you are supposed to be with how children should or should not love you? So everyone take a breath while that's going on. Absolutely. Goodness gracious, I'm so happy I'm hearing you. I'm an empath. Yeah, I don't even label you as an empath. you feel a lot. We all feel a lot. There's a lot to go on. And so I'm nurturing and caring and love to help others. You guys are amazing. Thank you. You're amazing. Remember that. You're
And
amazing.
and here's the thing, often that the things that we tend to become attached to are words that other people have expressed to us over and over on repeat. So more often some of the things, like say for example what Patricia had mentioned earlier, it's actually not necessarily your label of attachment. It's just that it may have been repeated by society, and you're connecting in with society. Even things like sort of, you know, being an empath, being sensitive, and things like that, because it's like sort of often it's spoken about in the spiritual community. I found that when I was in corporate, and I was an executive manager in banking, and I did that for 22 years. Now, I was labeled as too sensitive. Now, for a period of time there, I was quite attached to that, and I was so attached to it, I actually created more of a knot within me, within my own heart, inside of me, that I found it actually at times really quite challenging to let go of. And so the moment I accepted who I was, just as I was, in the moment that I was, all of it went. And next thing you know, I was sensitive, and yet I was more balanced in that sensitivity. It wasn't flying off out the out my mouth, out the corner, all of those things. It wasn't flying out.
And you know what's really interesting about, you know, the labels, how, you know, I'll bring it back to attachment and the art of connection. When I'm truly connected to my center, and my center, my hara, my dantian, the place where we all come from, the creativity, energetics of who I am, I'm not thrown off, and I don't buy into what should be coming my way. It's more of the art of allowing and flow, rather than the label and all the other things. So in your corporate society, if they were saying you were sensitive, in actual fact, you're like an octopus gathering information, bringing it out everywhere and bringing it into your center so that they can run better. That's what was your job. You would redesign and redefine, which is what you're doing in the spiritual community, which is, you know, we still go to the bathroom, we still have a glass of wine, we still eat hot chips if we want hot chips, if we've been working hard. We still are human in this. And how can you have it all?
Actually, last week we inhaled those hot chips because we'd done so much spiritual work.
It's true. When you do this work, in my experience, and I'll only ever speak from my experience, the more energetics you do, the hungrier you get in those moments. It's like capping the hunger or feeding the soul, because we're in a human body, and have what you like and make it fun. Some of you are taking yourself so seriously. You know, if I'm not laughing, if I'm not having fun, and if I'm not with my crystals in sacred circles, speaking to people, changing people's lives, helping them in some way, and also filling my cup from a full cup, I'm no good to anyone.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So Kerry's written in here, she's attached to friendship. It has changed. I didn't cope with it at first. Now I accept the change. I hear you, Kerry. Oh my goodness, I hear you. Especially as I was really waking up, and this was a few years ago. You know what? I did a lot of things that I wouldn't do now. In reality, I did a lot of things I wouldn't do now. And some of those was, I would give a lot of advice to people who hadn't asked for that advice, because I thought I knew more and things like that. I'm not saying that this is what you've done, but I do understand friendships changing, and
I would like to call them reevaluating. And a lot of my friends along the way, because I continue to grow, sometimes they fall away. Some people are here. Don't be attached to the outcome. I know it can be hurtful, but rhyme, reason, season. Some people are here forever and ever, and they'll watch you grow and they'll love you. They'll love me, warts and all. Some people are just like, fuck, she's too much for me. Or, God, I'm really going for it today. Sorry about that, guy. Actually, I'm not. I'm just going to drop it as I see it. Some people really, really are going to take me the way I am no matter what. In my channel, out of my channel, on TV, no TV, in spiritual directory, doing my spiritual stuff, doing my healings, loving the crystals, Reiki mastership, all of those sorts of things. And some people are not meant to be in our tribe. And I'm not attached to that. I'm not to say that it doesn't hurt sometimes, but if it hurts me, then I'm in the way of delivering what needs to come through me and being the weapon of God. And I'm human. So it's a really beautiful paradigm. What does that say? When I think I've surrendered, I surrender some more. See, that's the art. That's the art of connection, and that is the art of meditation, guys. Any subject we put here in bounce, and we will bounce backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and soon we'll be juggling. It'll be juggling bounce. So, God, I say some weird stuff. But juggling. Really interesting. I lost my wave there, but surrender, meditate. Whatever we put up on the screen, we will talk about it, whatever it is, but it comes back to alignment. It comes back to what are your values? What are you doing that makes you want to play more, have more fun, create more juices, create more energy, let go of things that don't serve you? I love my own company. Go, Claudia.
So this is Kaz talking into our question that we asked earlier. I love my own company and I do love me. That is beautiful. I love hearing the certainty in that statement.
Certainty is sexy.
Yeah, certainty is sexy. That's awesome. I am dealing with two different personalities 7 years apart, almost 2 generations. So I'm learning that it's okay that one is more closer. Is this within your family? Is that what you're speaking into?
Is that your children, your husband, somebody else's husband, or because my husband is 67, but I like to call him 47, and I'm 55. So there's a few, there's 12 years apart. And then I have a bonus child who came with a marriage, and because I was so good with him, I should naturally have a child of my own, which I did. Instantly the thought came around and boom, Tess was here, right? I was very clear with my intention. I wanted a girl for many different reasons. So my children, I'm a single mum. I had a feeling you were a single mum. First of all, let's celebrate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing.
Because single mumming is not easy, and you got this. What I would invite you to do is not be attached to the outcome and find yourself a community where you can be you. And if you're looking to that, you can DM Claudia or myself, and we have that community. And it might be perfect for you. It may not, but it might be. So find yourself a community of women where you can online, or men. I mean, we're not opposed to men. However, we seem to be working with a lot of women right now. Find yourself a community where you feel you can be heard, where you feel you can be the real you, and where you feel you can grow. And also you get to ask for help. You get to ask for help. Yeah.
And something that I'm feeling called to share through my experience, with my mother. My mother is 84. No, 83. She's delightful. And so we've been on quite a journey together in the around me stepping into what I'm doing now from a spiritual side and really being an awareness, conscious, all of those type of things. And so I've actually been very blessed to also be able to create the space for mum to go through healings herself. Now, what I notice, and here's a key for you, Kaz, and for any parents out here listening. When mum releases something and heals something and reconciles it within her, I feel it move through me. I feel it move through me. And it's happened like probably, I noticed it first around 3 years ago. Yeah. And oh, sweetheart. And I guess the reason I'm saying it is that as you heal within you, know and trust that your children, your 22-year-old and your 15-year-old will receive the blessings.
And
then set that as an intention.
And not only set it as an intention, sweetheart, and I'm going to call you sweetheart because I just really felt your heart then. It's Kaz I'm talking to. Kaz, the biggest investment you can do for yourself is invest in you. Doesn't matter what or where or really how much. It's something to stretch you. And when your children see you as a single mum, that you're loving it too much being single, and that's your safety zone, by the way. If you come and work with us, I will stretch you to not be single because we're going to heal. You are not your wounds. You are not your freaking wounds. That's someone else's story. So, and to remember, you're perfect, whole, and complete, just unfinished, right? So there's nothing wrong with any of you here. And spiritual communities will say, oh, we'll just breathe that into you. And don't get me wrong, I'm a trained rebirther. But what I want you to know is when you start investing on you, even the time that you're spending with us for 1 hour, you will walk away elated by expressing and by actually not suppressing, by not engaging with us. And we're not attached to the outcome, right? However, we love the art of connection. Your connection right here is like I've served 1 million people. So thank you. Feel my heart. Thank you. It is so important to me. Ask Claudia. I say, I don't care. I don't care. All we got to do is serve the people. We just got to serve the people. Tell me where I'm going. Like, type it in. Tell me where I'm going, what time I'm on. We serve the people, right? Even if I'm overly expressed and tired, experiencing tiredness, I'm here to serve the people. Because there's a part of you, only a part.
I must say, it could be actually quite a comedy skit to watch Miriam and I at times just before we go live.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, we really get to have the dynamic duo bounce bloopers, right? Because nor do I want to do any of this side of it, but, I'm learning as we go. I'm learning as we grow. Here we grow again. Here we grow again. Here we grow again. Merrily down the road, and I love to make things up because that's how I play. So I'm encouraging you to make everything, to get connected. Here's the key: to get connected to what no longer serves you. Give it awareness and maybe breathe it out. Or maybe come to circle, or maybe find yourself a healer, or that is not a healer, that is grounded, connected to source, and willing to take you where you need to go, because she or he are asking millions of questions so that you are empowered. That's what you want. That's what you want, and that's what I care about. So I'm detached to the outcome.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And I'm loving hearing this. So Anna has also, who we love and adore, has also mentioned that as she shifts through something, she notices it moves through her kids. Jody, we love Jody too. Goddess Jody. Yes, my kids have changed a lot as soon as I started working on me. Amazing. Yes, always up for a good laugh. I do mediumship classes and my best friends. Amazing. Been a single mom for 30 years. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
So yeah, it's all about when you shift, they'll shift. That's why we say when we run a workshop, please don't make any major decisions over the next 7 to 10 days, because you're still in a heightened awareness and you're grounded. So, you wouldn't go. And that also, when we teach Reiki as well, we take you to so many different places and spaces, and time is multidimensional, and we're not attached to the outcome. But we would say to you in so many different ways, now is not the right time necessarily to make a huge major decision like selling all your properties and divorcing your husband or deciding you're going on a world trip. Let it integrate, let it ground. Don't be attached. Get curious with the outcome. Get curious with the connection of your thoughts. The same ways when I hear people, I don't receive. I'm not good at receiving. Bullshit. You're great at receiving. If you can receive the bad stuff, and you do that so well,
just what you want to receive.
as far as I can see,
God with it.
God only says yes and yes. There's only a yes and yes button. Yes to the bad, yes to the good. So I want you to play with that, and I want to trigger you, and I want to push you, and I want to pull you, and I want to take you in all different spaces and places for you to explore what it is. What is attachment? What is detachment? And what is connection? I'm going to ask you, are you feeling connected either to Claudia or myself or both? Send us some hearts, some thumbs up if you're feeling connected by the way we get more transparent as we go deeper and deeper into this. Pam, I love fun. Jody, I love you, girl. Okay, I'll just wait.
So I've just popped in the core thing that's come through. Remember, we started by saying we would go through here in contemplation, and contemplation is everything. And so where we've landed, and one of the core things that we've landed on just by looking at attachment and detachment is when you shift, others around you shift.
True story.
When you shift, others around you shift.
We have one lady on here, unless she wants to be named, I'm not going to do it, but we started working, well, I started working with her February, and today we did a celebration little ceremony, and I was not attached to the outcome, but in full transparency because of COVID and so we started off with all the celebrations that she's got. She's midway through, 3/4 through her coaching program with me, and now we're joining together, Claudia and myself, and to celebrate her and to see that she could hardly walk. Then she's got some great products. Then she's, working on relationships, on taking her power back. She was very loved in her job, all of those sorts of things. And now this woman is, a completely different woman, and we've only just getting started.
Oh, it's so exciting.
So exciting.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
If you're feeling pulled to work with us, for us, engage with us, I strongly, lovingly invite you to the circles, because eventually we will have a core group where we do closed circles, and then we'll have an open circle once a month. So we'll be working with the core group. I don't know. I'd like to funnel you through our SHIP program. Once you've done a circle, you get into our Facebook group, which is growing by the day, and you'll have nurturing in there. And all sorts of other.
We're all about integration and that nurturing too. We are all about integration. This is not about coming along and doing something that's cute and going, oh, I remember going to a circle once. No, we want to know. We want to hear you say, okay, I went to a circle. This is what happened. This is how it changed my life. This is . So you actually know without a shadow of a doubt what has shifted and changed in your life. And this is not about coming to the circle. This is about you actually recognizing the shifts in you. And that's what was so beautiful about our ceremony this afternoon with the beautiful Pam, who said that we can mention her name, is that it's like, oh, wow, that's what happened. Yeah, I have changed that much.
Thank you, Claudia. Beautifully said. And it's true. And you know why most people are attached to the outcome, and most people don't delve in, like, I can't sell to my friends. I can't do this. I can't, because you're attached to the outcome. If you've got something you so much believe in, like our sacred circles, like our mentorship, like what I'm wearing, like our products that we drink, like the gel that we put on, like the essential oils that we use, it is your godsend. It is a sin if you don't share that with your friends. You know why? Or the people you meet, because you might have a cure there for them. You're not attached to the outcome. You are attached to being a messenger of God, an angel, whatever it is for you. I don't care what it is. But if you're holding back because you're scared that someone may say no to you, you are in your own way. I am in my own way. And if I'm in my own way, some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Someone's waiting to hear our message. Someone's waiting to hear my message. So take the I out of the equation and allow the we, because everything touches everything, which is the paradigm of connecting and detaching. In fact, your mantra could be for the next 7 days until you come to circle, I'm detached to the outcome and I'm connecting to myself. It's an art. Or I'm connecting to 5 people on the elevator who have been stuck in COVID, the pandemic, and all I'm going to do is artfully smile from my heart. Do you know you could change someone's life from that? Do you know that? I know that because I do it all the time. What else is happening? Do you want to say something, darling?
Question that I'd like to talk into. Kaz has mentioned another way of saying you teach others how to treat you. So what I'd like to actually say is, yes, we are always teaching others how to be with us. Let me state that again. We are always teaching others how to be with us. So, for example, if you never let anyone help you, you are teaching them that they can't help you, and then therefore you can't come along and say, why doesn't anyone give me any help? Because you've already stated you don't want them to help you. If you are open to love, great, you're teaching people that they can love you. If someone comes up and gives you a hug and you push them away, well, you're also teaching them that it's actually you're not always going to receive that hug with openness. So yes, we are always teaching people how to be with us. So this is definitely one to look at when you are looking at some of your attachments, and how are your attachments on what the outcome should be actually running your life. So if you're attached to someone hugging you in a certain way, your partner hugging you in a certain way, or your children saying a certain thing to you in a certain way, you may miss the gold when they approach you in a way that's unique for them, in a completely and entirely different and new way. Okay, Anna has said...
Hang on, I'm going to celebrate again. Pam was skipping in the grocery shop. Now, this is a woman that could hardly walk when I met her. So that's a walking, talking advertisement for her heart, her playfulness, and I can't wait to skip with you when this silly pandemic is over. What else have we got here for you? So can you think or feel into where you were actually attached to an outcome, be it with infinite love and gratitude? It could have been when you were a child. It could have been recently. It could have been, oh, I should have got that job, and you were attached to the outcome, or they should have bought this off of me. You're attached to the outcome. You're attached to the car. You're attached to the socks that were on the floor. You're attached, you're attached, you're attached. You want to know the simplest way to disconnect from the attachment? I can't see any hearts, so I'm not telling you.
I'll give you some.
There's some hearts, thank you. You get a selenite sword or one of your favorite crystals. You find out where it is inside of you, and you simply cut it and hand it over to angels, God, whatever your belief is, a higher source. You can write it out on a piece of paper and put it in a crystal grid. You can put it in sacred circle, and I go, I know this no longer serves me. So for I think it was Patricia, I'm not sure. Correct me if I've got your name wrong. But for you, it was, I no longer am attached to the label OCD. I am now calling it whatever you want to call it. Oh, right now I'm calling it my superpower. Hey, yeah, we should get together and you could clean my kitchen because you love it and you're so amazing. Or you might be able to redesign someone's kitchen because you just know how to do it. So you actually, once you've put it in a space or place, you might burn it, you might write it out 1,000,000 times, like you used to do lines at school. So, this no longer serves me, blah, 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 blah. You might burn it, whatever. But you can put those attachments on a piece of paper, burn it, put it in a balloon, put it in a bottle, do something good for the environment, and then literally cut where it was sitting in your chakras, your energy field, and say, I'm done. And then create something that you are learning to experience so that you grow some more. Would that not be of service to all of you? If you could ritualize and ceremonialize everything that is in your life. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And what is the art of connection? My art of connection is I meet everyone as if I've known them my whole life. So if you meet me at a bus stop, funny, I'd be getting a bus. But if you meet me at a bus stop or in an Uber or whatever, you will feel as though you've known me my whole life. I'm an open book. Probably the same with Claudia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want more connection, you get to be that open book.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't talk about the weather to get connected. We would say, oh my God, Claudia, that scarf that you're wearing today, that color is amazing on you. But if I was just saying it because I was trying to get her for something, she'd feel it instantly. I would too. When people stop and say, what are you celebrating? Because I dress like this every day. I go, I dress like this every day. Glitter every day. I got a glitter every single day. My husband wakes up with glitter in ridiculous places. We should bring him on one day. So, I'm not attached to the outcome, right? However, I'm attached to serving the people. Hope this is resonating with some of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Kaz is saying, I will do that one thing at a time. Beautiful, one thing at a time. And really, I just really want to anchor in, like celebrate when you are able to move through something, when you notice, like magic is when suddenly you hear suddenly you hear yourself saying things in a way that's really uplifting, and where you can see that you've transcended thoughts and that your subconscious that's a celebration. That's magic. That is magic. Absolute magic.
And yes, Holly, you can never, ever, ever have too much glitter. And it's not just celebrating your wins. Can you sit and be so open, willing, and able to celebrate someone else's wins? Because in my day, I apparently didn't know about this, but there's this thing called tall poppy. Where I didn't even know about it until I started mixing with all these other people. But for me, the art of connection is celebrating your wins. And you've got heaps, Claudia. Celebrating Kaz's wins, celebrating Holly's wins, celebrating Michelle's wins, Michelle Sharma, celebrating all of your wins that are passing through, Anna's wins. If you can celebrate someone else's wins, what do you think will happen? You'll get more.
Oh, there's no way happiness is too loud. Sorry. Nope. Have you met us? Happiness is not too loud. But what I'd like to, in alignment with that, what can you celebrate about you in this very moment? Drop it in. Let's celebrate together. Let's actually lift this up. What can you celebrate about you in this moment?
Oh, so someone told Holly that her happiness was too loud. Well, you get to, if you were working with me, Holly and Claudia, your stretch would be, do not dim your light for anyone or your happiness. Do not turn it down for anyone. In fact, yours would be turn the volume up, amp it up, right? And it's none of your business what anyone else thinks of you anyway. So if you want to, Byron Katie is one of my greatest mentors and teachers. There's my business, your business, and God's business, or whatever you believe is bigger than yourself. And when I'm in Claudia's business over there, who's in my business over here? And we are born to judge. So you get to, and if it's causing you suffering, attachment and connection is causing you suffering, you get to look at you. I get to look at me. Let me own that. I get to look at me. And for, I'm always contemplating my navel. How could I have done that better? Let's celebrate that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Because I'm not attached to the outcome. All I want is to serve you. So
Amazing.
With that,
so
what can you celebrate?
Please let us know. Okay, so Patricia, I am an amazing mum, friend, and teacher. Well done. Juju you.
Yes, you are.
Tall
poppies does not happen in Canada, and we found it in Australia. I was blown away, so I did ramp it up.
Portion of you is none of your business, guys. What can you celebrate about you? What can you you can think of one thing? What can you celebrate about you in this moment?
You're an amazing mum. Come on, celebrate yourselves. I like, you could tell me 5 things that you don't like about me, right? And I'll just go, yeah, great, thanks. Woof. But tell me 5 things that you can celebrate in yourself. One thing. You might have really curly hair and it's deliciously beautiful. You might have the best smile like Claudia. You might have the whitest teeth. You might have the biggest heart and no one's ever seen it shine yet. You might have medicine on your heart that I didn't even know. And by the way, people, if you have a gift inside of you and you die with your gift inside of you, God, I'm going there. If you die with your gift inside of you, you will come back again, in my experience, and you'll have to do it all over again. So share your gift without attachment and connect to strangers. Absolutely. Because strangers can be your biggest teacher, right? Because you never have to see them again sometimes. Some of the strangers that I've met on buses, and I have caught buses, they've told me that they say, why do I feel so comfortable with you? I just want to tell you everything. I go, because I'm a therapist, but I'm not attached to the outcome. I used to be attached to the outcome, right? But I'm not anymore. So
all coming in. Okay, celebrating my unique. Excellent. This is fantastic. Celebrating my inquisitiveness. Thank you, Anna. Yes.
And being an excellent person. Yes, you are. I am a fantastic grandma, and Nan, I miss my grandma. Yes, you are. Yes, you
I am the best listener and see things from both sides of the fence. Amazing. Amazing. I am so damn loyal. Bring it.
Yeah.
I love my eyes and I have a very big heart. Oh, yeah, Jody. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, you do, Jody. And you are also so beautiful. You are so beautiful to me. Can't I see? Yes, you are. Okay, it's so best to have our tribe in here. And the other thing I want to say to you, if you're enjoying this at 6 o'clock every Wednesday, I would love to invite you to share, to care enough. If this is resonating with you in any way, please invite some people that might need to hear this message, with whether it's about attachment, whether it's about connection. Every week we will bring something different to you, and ultimately it's about service. Okay, it's about service to humanity, and if you serve your people, you'll always get what you want. So if you've got a song inside of you, a book inside of you, a journal prompt that you need, circle work where it's sacred, a sacred container. This is a sacred container. Everything we do is ceremony. Absolutely. And we're not attached to it. So you're feeling connected to us? Give me a yes if you're feeling slightly connected. You know, one thing. Oh, you're talking at the same time as me. Sorry.
Yeah. No, sorry. No, that's all right. I think you cut out for a moment. But I also want to say, like, sort of with what we do is we can actually be quite structured in some of the things that we do, but then we also flow with where spirit guides us as to where to go. But who I want to really honor here is Fiona.
Fiona.
My happiness is for not feeling guilty, for staying positive during this time. I say yes to that, absolutely, because like that is incredible. And hello, I have renovated, Fiona, well done, 8 houses while being a single mum. You stopped your tumor growing for 3 years by changing your diet. You sold your car and so much more. So Fiona, kudos to you. Well done.
So much juice coming your way, Fiona. Thank you for all the yeses. You're definitely feeling more connected to us. I really love that. And any time that you're not, just let us hold up the mirror for you and go, we see you. And if we trigger you, that's awesome, because everything touches everything. And remember, my art is to connect and my art is not to attach. So when I practice that, I'm doing a great job, because I can guarantee you somewhere along the line, we will trigger you. And that is fantastic.
Just quietly, we might trigger each other too.
Oh, fuck yes. Yeah. Okay.
And I love Holly. Yeah. Always look on the bright side of life. Hands, loving mum, partner, and sister. Well done. Pam, I love the fact my heart is always loyal. Yes, 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 it is.
And sometimes, you know, loyalty may not serve you. And I want to embrace the other side of loyalty. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, because I'm not attached to the outcome. But when, like for me, if my students outgrow me and they've got to go on their own path, I've done a great job. I've done a great job. And that's not ego speaking. You want your students to evolve better than you, because this little master that once was a disaster had another master that might have been once a disaster, and they're all gifts in strange wrapping paper, because you don't forward it on. You pray it forward, you thank the gift, you thank the master, and go, how can I do it differently? And what's going to grow you even more? You shine the mirror. You shine the mirror in the darkness, and you shine the mirror in the lightness. And if you can do that, that's a really, really, really good attuning initiation coach, right? So that's my endeavor. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for connecting. Hope to see you here again. Hope to see you on Saturday. Are there any other specific questions that we need to ask you around this subject? Because I feel like I'm almost done, and we do have 8 minutes to go. And when I'm done, I'm done. You know me. So if you've got your questions, please type them in now, and we'll do our best. Otherwise, we will attempt to go back to this before next week, or you can message us or email us
privately. Yeah, messages privately rather than via the spiritual events directory, because there are a lot of messages, because there are a lot of lives that go in there. So that'll be that link is up in the post.
My boss. Do it like she says.
Pardon?
I said do it like she says. So DM, PM. You can find us on also all the modalities to do with Facebook and Instagram. But Claudia's big on Facebook. I'm learning Instagram. And you'll see us here every Wednesday. We do run Circle every Saturday. Any questions that you can see, Claudia?
No.
Claudia, eyes at Claudia?
No. Would you? Joy. Do you know what, Fiona? Thank you so much. And yeah, it's a choice. And it's like, and I do feel it, because it's clear in here, and we absolutely love and adore what we do. We love and adore what we do. Like, I mean, it's what drives us, like, to actually create a space for people to grow into their highest potential. I mean, hello, what better way to live your day-to-day life? I mean, like, that's that's gold.
It is. And you know, if you can embrace every side of yourself, even the dark bits, you'll even grow even more. The card for the ending of this is flow. Your horizons expand as you allow your heart to open and flow. And for me, I always say, let it flow, let it go, and just keep growing. Just keep growing, keep allowing, keep going, whatever it takes. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. You belong to me. Be careful crossing streets. Don't eat sweets, or you'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum. So, all these things come through me. Why? Because I love play. Why? Because I'm open to infinite love and gratitude. Why? Because we both care together. And I hope you enjoyed this bounce. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Isn't it funny when I burst into that?
Pam, is this a one-off time at 11:30 to 12:30? Pam, we love you. We are playing around with times so that we can. So we've got people in America who are wanting to come. So it's not great England at the moment, but like sort of they're attending remotely. So because I think 11:30 is like a ridiculous o'clock in the morning. So we're playing around with times. So you can attend remotely as well. Know that you get just as much and sometimes even a little bit more attending remotely.
So we'll speak into that. So we do a sliding scale for our circles so that everyone can attend. And we do invite you to stretch yourselves. And remotely, we have had the most amazing. Remote means you don't show up at circle. However, in your heart, you've carved out 11 a.m. to 12:15. 12:15 is Q&A to 12:30, or telling you what we're doing next week, if we're that far advanced in that, or whatever it is. We close the circle and then we chat to you about whatever is needed. Remotely means even if you don't show up, you will get a sense, a feeling of what went on. You will feel it. Most people do. And we haven't had one person that showed up remotely not feel something. All over the world. How does this stuff work? Because we're not attached to the outcome, and because everything touches everything, even if you can see it and even if you can't.
Is there anybody out there?
Only you and me and these beautiful people. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Remember to share, tag someone, love on each other, create a community. You do not have to do this alone.
No.
Okay? And happy pandemic, because things are just opening up now. How exciting. All right, I'll see you in my mobile home.
Next week. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Bye.
Ciao. Bounce, 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 bounce.